Hi again, and welcome to our series about stair lifts. So last time we talked about the basics of stair lift, the curved stair lift versus straight, the main cost drivers. So this time we are going to talk specifically about straight stair lift. So say you're lucky, you have a straight staircase. I mean, really straight, no middle landing, otherwise it's a curve, right? So a straight staircase, you are able to get away with a straight stair lift and it will save a lot of money. But let's look at the bottom of the staircase. For the chair to go all the way down to the first floor, the track needs to go all the way down to the first floor too, which means it will extend by about 1.5 feet past that first step. If the track runs along a wall, it's no big deal. If there is a doorway there, or it's a narrow hallway, it won't work. You can't have a track or rail protruding across a hallway or doorway, can you? There is a fix to that. It's called usually a fold-up or folding rail or a hinged track. All stairlift manufacturers have at least one or two solutions for that, and we'll go through that. So the first thing about a folding rail or hinge track is whether it's manual or automatic. Of course, manual folding rail are expected to be more affordable, but it's a matter of independence. It's not just a matter of convenience. It's really a matter of independence, and here's why. Say you are completely dependent on your lift, meaning you can't do the stairs. You can go down without your lift, okay? And your lift is equipped with a folding rail at the bottom. You are by yourself in your home, but someone folded up the rail before leaving the home. So now the rail is folded up and you're by yourself. You cannot go down unless the rail is automatic. If the rail is manual, you have to wait for someone to come to the house and fold it down for you. So that's why I say it's a matter of independence, really. And by the way, an automatic folding rail is plus minus $1,500, whereas a manual is about half of that. So now let's look at the different solutions that the different manufacturers have. Some manufacturers have only manual folding rail, some have only automatic folding rail, some have both. So let's look at that now. Let's first look at the Harmer Pinnacle folding rail. It's a real neat, smart, simple piece of engineering, entirely mechanical. On the way up, the chair catches a fork-like plate that pulls the rail up. It's as simple as that. On the way down, same thing. It just pushes the rail down until it reaches the first floor. It's a continuous motion, very simple, very few parts in motion, very few parts that could fail. So now let's look at the design by Bruno Independent Living Aids. It's a more sophisticated piece of engineering. The rail has its own actuator, its own motor and controller. That motor uses the power of the batteries of the lift. For that to happen, what will happen is the chair going up will stop just past the fold-up section. Then the motor of the rail will kick in using the batteries of the chair to actuate the rail and fold it up. Only when this action is completed will the chair resume its journey to the top of the track. On the way down, same thing. As the chair approaches the folding section, it will stop. The motor will use the power of the batteries to fold the rail down, and only when the rail is locked into this position will the chair resume its trip to the first floor. So you lose a little bit of time here. It makes the entire journey from the first to the second floor a little longer, of course. But there are a couple of things in favor of this design. One, safety. If the rail encounter anything in this folding down motion, like an object or a pet, for instance, the controller will feel it and stop the action right away. So the Harmor rail does have some safety built in as well, but not as sensitive as the Bruno one. The other thing in favor of Bruno's design is not so much about the folding rail itself, but about the rail and the charging station. The vast majority of the stair lifts have a charging station at the bottom and one at the top. That's where you're supposed to park the chair anyway when you're not in use. The Bruno rail has two continuous charge strips all the way from the top to bottom, so that you can stop the chair anywhere on the rail, it will charge there. So it's of very little benefit actually in most cases, but when you have a folding rail, it is a real benefit. Indeed, say you're downstairs, but you don't want to have this chair or this track in your way, so you want to send the chair up for the rail to fold up and clear your way. With most of the stair lift, what you have to do is to send it all the way to the top of the track in order for the chair to go to that charging station. With the Bruno lift, you just have to send it past that folding section. You can stop there, it will charge fine there. So that's a good thing in favor of the Bruno design. So, I know this is a lot, right? Hopefully it's not too confusing. Don't hesitate to watch this video again. If I'm not clear enough, feel free to give me a call. So now I'd like to mention something really cool. This is a design from Handicare called a sliding rail. So the sliding rail has no folding portion, no folding rail. It's a rail that is shorter so that it doesn't protrude at the bottom of the stairs. So you wonder, yes, but how would the chair go all the way down to the first floor? Well, when the chair leaves the second floor down, the entire rail slides slowly downwards together with the chair until it reaches the first floor. By the time the chair arrives at the bottom of the stairs, that last portion is covered. It can go all the way down. So now, of course, because the rail is shorter, it's short at the top. It doesn't go all the way down up to the second floor. But who cares? The chair is on the first floor. Same thing on the way up. As you leave the first floor, the rail starts sliding up with the chair until the end of the track reaches a landing, the second floor. And by the time the chair arrives at the top, it's covered. Isn't that cool? Well, it doesn't make it cheaper though, but it's really cool. So I know that might be a little confusing. So don't hesitate to watch this video again or give us a call.
If you're in the greater Houston area, for more information call 832-701-0101.